You already know that the heroin addiction opioid crisis in New Jersey is worse than most other states. Matter of fact, our deaths from overdoses 3 times the national average, and it seems to just be getting worse. We've heard about all the proposed solutions, more money in the budget, Narcan distribution, etc. Well, one mom is on her own personal crusade to change the law that would allow for parents to have their kids committed if they were addicted to drugs. Her name is Lisa Vandergrift, and she lost her daughter Sabrina to a drug overdose. Lisa, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So, Lisa, you and I have talked a couple times on my radio show. First of all, you know that our hearts go out to you, and the struggle and the courage that you're showing is really incredible to speak out. Let me ask you this. I know you lost your daughter, Sabrina. Your other daughter had a drug issue herself. She's been clean since November, I understand.
Yes, she has.
Thank God for that. How did you get started with this idea of involuntary commitment?
Well, that's where it actually started. I guess 2 to 3 years after my daughter's death, I was driving to work, and I just said, you know what, something has to be done, because my youngest daughter had been in and out of at least 8 treatment centers by then, and she's left every one of them. And I said, there has to be something that we can do to force them in, because they can't make rational decisions using mind-altering drugs. So I got a hold of my niece, and she did a little bit of footwork for me, and she found a law, I believe it was in Kentucky or Kansas, called Casey's Law, where you can involuntarily put your loved one into a treatment center. And I just started from there. I said, you know what, I have to do this. Nobody else is doing it. I have to do this.
Who'd you call first? How'd you start it?
Well, I work at Wawa, so I see a lot of lawyers that come in and out. And I happened to talk to a gentleman, and I said, you know, I told him what I wanted to do. And he said, well, start at the top, call the congressman. So that's what I did. I reached out, and within 10 minutes, a gentleman by the name of Frank Luna was on the phone with me, and I was like totally surprised. But
let me ask you, Lisa, do you know, and Frank's a friend of the show, he's a good guy. I'm not surprised to hear they got right back to you. Let me ask you, are you concerned about some of the pushback with people saying, look, they're adults. You know, at what point does a 25-year-old have the right to just say, hey, you can't essentially incarcerate me or force me against my will? What do you say to that?
No, not at all. Because as I said, when you're using a mind-altering drug, you cannot make a rational decision.
Okay. Lisa, thank you very much. I appreciate you checking in with us tonight, and we'll certainly stay in touch with you.
Thank you very much. Okay. You have a great day.
Thanks. All right, let's bring back the A-plus panel to break this down. I'm joined by Linden City Councilman Peter Brown, back with us. Good to see you, Peter. Bill Caruso, Democratic strategist, also back with us. Always good to see you, Bill.
Hey, Bill. How are you?
And Bob Bianchi, former county prosecutor and now defense attorney. Bob, I'm going to start with you. This idea of an involuntary commitment, let's just run the numbers. You got somebody that's in their 20s, they're on their own. Obviously, parents are grieving. Everything we've done to this point is not working. Right. But so I understand that. But what do you say to the potential of lawsuits, et cetera, that can come out of this?
I have great admiration for what she's trying to do. I just think it's unworkable as a government solution. I got problems with the civil rights aspect to it. I think we have too much institutionalization of people, and my experience as a prosecutor is that even when you use the criminal justice system to force somebody into treatment, like she basically said, she left 8 facilities. The fact that you keep her there and seize her person isn't going to change if the person that's addicted doesn't want to change.
The issue of involuntary commitment is not unique to the issue of heroin. It is a mental health crisis issue that we've been dealing with for over a decade and maybe more. This is absolutely a solution. It's something that should be on the table. It's not without concern. There's constitutional issues, but we're doing it in other states, and we are an epidemic right now that there has to be something done.
I mean, this is something we're dealing with in Linden. I mean, the police department we just met last year, and they gave us the numbers as far as what we're dealing with in Linden. So this is hitting home to everyone. I totally agree that people should be seeking help, and I believe in this bill because you know what, you are not in your right mind.
All right, we got to leave it there. Okay, thanks, guys.